Welcome to Exam Sale. This script explains the syllabus for the NetApp Certified 7-Mode Data Administrator exam in a clear, practical way so you can plan your study time effectively. Overview of the exam and domain weights. ONTAP troubleshooting carries 42%. ONTAP management is 18%. NetApp hardware is 16%. NetApp storage fundamentals is 12%. And ONTAP concepts is 12%. Together these domains cover diagnostic procedures, administration, hardware knowledge, storage fundamentals, and logical ONTAP structures. Each domain entry includes difficulty, estimated learning hours, assessment type, and the key topics you will master. Domain: ONTAP troubleshooting, weight 42%, focus on diagnostic procedures for performance, protocols, and system failures. Difficulty is hard, estimated learning time is 35 hours, and the assessment is scenario-based. You will learn to troubleshoot networking and connectivity by identifying issues with logical interfaces and failover groups, analyzing physical port and interface group connectivity, diagnosing VLAN tagging and broadcast domain problems, and using packet traces. You will also learn protocol and performance diagnostics such as resolving NFS mount errors, SMB authentication and CIFS access, ISCSI and fiber channel LUN visibility, analyzing performance counters and latency sources, using Active IQ and Config Advisor, and recognizing space exhaustion. Finally, you will practice handling system panics and hardware failures through core dump analysis, identifying FRUs by LEDs and CLI, troubleshooting HA takeover and giveback, checking service processor and BMC links, reading EMS log patterns, diagnosing shelf and cabling path failures, and resolving boot or firmware inconsistencies. Domain: ONTAP management, weight 18%, focus on configuration and administration of storage services and data protection. Difficulty is medium, estimated learning time is 15 hours, and the assessment combines hands-on and conceptual tasks. You will gain practical skills managing ONTAP with CLI and System Manager, configuring role-based access control and user accounts, performing software upgrades and reverts, enabling auto support for proactive monitoring, using the REST API for automation, and handling cluster-wide settings. In data protection you will configure snapshot policies, implement Snap Mirror and Snap Vault replication, manage deduplication and compression, configure NDMP backups, check replication and synchronization health, and perform volume moves and migrations. Domain: NetApp hardware, weight 16%, focus on installation and maintenance of FAS, AFF, and storage shelf components. Difficulty is medium, estimated learning time is 12 hours, and assessment is conceptual plus scenario-based. You will identify controller and shelf platforms and their components for AFF and FAS series, distinguish SAS, SATA, and NVMe drive types, determine shelf connectivity and cabling rules, recognize NVRAM and NVMEM backup modules, configure cluster interconnect NHA interconnect cabling, and understand power and cooling specifications. You will also learn procedures for FRU replacement including drives, fans, I/O modules, NICs, and SUs, manage disk shelf IDs, verify component compatibility using IMT, and diagnose common hardware faults. Domain: NetApp Storage Fundamentals, weight 12%, focus on core storage technologies and ONTAP architectural basics. Difficulty is easy, estimated learning time is 10 hours, and assessment is conceptual plus scenario-based. You will learn SAN and NAS protocol implementations on ONTAP and the Write Anywhere file layout concept, understand RAID DP and RAID tech protection and thin versus thick provisioning, grasp storage virtualization versus physical storage layers, and review NVMe over Fabrics fundamentals to connect architectural theory to practical storage behaviors and performance implications. Domain: ONTAP concepts, weight 12%, focus on logical structures and multi-tenancy in ONTAP clusters. Difficulty is easy, estimated learning time is 10 hours, and assessment is conceptual plus scenario-based. You will master the relationship between aggregates and volumes, understand storage virtual machines or servers, define junction paths and namespace structures, compare FlexVol and flex group behaviors, work with trees and quota management logic, and distinguish cluster mode from single node configurations to manage multi-tenant environments effectively. Final conclusion: use the domain weights, difficulties, and estimated hours to plan a study schedule that emphasizes the 42% ONTAP troubleshooting domain while leaving time for management, hardware, fundamentals, and concepts. Good luck with your preparation and trust hands-on practice and scenario exercises to pass the NetApp Certified 7-Mode Data Administrator exam.